Hey everybody, you're watching Roll for Crit, and this is our preview for the Kickstarter game Action Cats, which comes from Together Studios, which is made up of Jen Ellis and Keith Baker of Gloom fame, among other games. Ooh. And this is a game about cats, for cats, by cats, in which it's sort of a party game, storytelling game. There's going to be one deck of cat cards, and there's going to be a judge, and two players are going to have their storyline, or it could be more depending on how many people you have going, but it's for 3 to 6 players. And you have different cards in your hand. If you've played other games like Apples to Apples or Cards Against Humanity, you'll have some familiarity with how this is going to work. Each card has 2 halves, a white and a black, and you need to pick one from 2 different cards. So you can't use the same side of just one card. You're combining 2 different ones, and together they'll make a story. So, for example, what's this one you got here?
Well, this is the one that one of my favorites you played.
And to be clear, these are stories you're going to be telling about a cat, which you'll be drawing from the top of the cat deck.
Who the judge will name.
The judge will name.
And obviously, you can try to play to your judge. But this one you played recently, and I enjoyed a lot, was this cat was the last one to see your grandmother alive, and they do it again.
That's right. There's some dark stuff that could happen in these cat stories. They could be lighthearted or not so lighthearted.
In addition, some of them will have text in gray, like might say something like they climbed Mount Everest, but Mount Everest will be in gray. That means you can replace it to try to fit your judge's personality or maybe other black cards. And of course, I just simply read what was on the card, but you can embellish it. For example, I had one that was, this cat, is really important. It's climbed the mountains on Mars and all these great things. And meanwhile, you've been sitting in your chair on the internet, and the cat's really disappointed in you. Because my other card was, your cat's disappointed with what you've done with your life.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for interpretation of the cards, and as you said, embellishment and exaggeration. And depending on who the judge is, you want to throw some things in that you know that they'll like. And essentially, there's really no hard, fast rules on it. It's what story did the judge like more for whatever reason.
Right. And it's okay to be mean because cats are mean.
That's right. Cats are real mean. Essentially, this is Cards Against Humanity for the cat lover, and you can put that on the box. It's a great quote. I'm sure someone has called it Cats Against Humanity, if they haven't already.
Cards Against Cats?
Against feline-anity. I don't know what the nouns would be. But if you like those kinds of party games, I do think this has 2 interesting spins that we already mentioned. One, the 2 halves of the cards, so it's sort of a different thing of trying to combine the cards, and you're also looking at stuff upside down, which is fun. And the other, I always love when games let you have some kind of creative input. You're not stuck to what the cards say.
Right, and that is really important, especially in these kinds of games, because, we've played plenty of Apples to Apples, and you're like, let's see, I have nothing in my hand. Rake.
I hope rakes are funny tonight. Yeah, so that's really appreciated but you don't have to. So there's suggestions if you don't feel like it.
Pictures of cats.
Exactly. So every card has their own unique picture of a cat, which you can also use that in the story too, to some degree.
It helped with my climbing one because he was Dukington was?
He was Duke Meowington.
Right, because he had a little frill around
One of those things like the guy from Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't think they represent dukes, but he was a duke.
It looked like royalty.
Yeah, exactly.
And Duke works so well.
And if you get in on the Kickstarter, you might even be able to get a picture of your own cat on one of these cards.
So start taking a lot of good pictures of your cat.
Yeah, you don't want to let the other cats down. So I almost feel like even if you really just like cats a lot, it's kind of fun just to flip through and just look at the funny pictures.
Oh, that's exactly what we did after our first playthrough of the game.
Yeah, just throw them around the room.
We even joked because one of them was a cat looks like at the presidential briefing. And that last match, you just played the cards. This cat runs. Yeah, it wasn't with that card, but we were like, it should be.
Runs the president's Twitter account.
And it's your fault.
There's some funny stuff there. Also, I'd say in contrast to Cards Against Humanity, this is completely work safe.
Right, unless you put in the blanks yourself. Which,
right.
Which is nice, because I feel like Cards Against Humanity sometimes is just who can come up with the dirtiest, nastiest thing.
Yeah, this is not that. It's you could definitely play this with kids.
This is coming out with the most evil thing.
yeah, for sure. So, and there's also going to be more cards in the final version than we played. I think they said like 190 or something. So there's lots of different combinations that you could have. It's a small box. It goes for $17, not including shipping, depending on where you are. But so pretty cheap, fun game. If it's the kind of thing that you like, it's the kind of thing that you're going to like.
If you're going to be or already are a crazy cat lady, might as well pick it up.
Yes, this will be a great addition to your journey into sadness. And I say that as a cat owner. So check out Action Cats. That's available on Kickstarter right now. You can find links below to check that out. I hope you enjoyed this, and check out rollforcrit.com for more videos, more previews, more Kickstarters, etc., etc. I'm Jonathan Estes.
I'm Mo Keeler. And this has been a Roll for Crit Kickstarter preview.